Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm Fox, and this is Factorio. Alright, so this is. Ooh, excuse me. Had a dry mouth moment there. Anyway, this is my 150-hour gameplay base tour. This is my train based factories world. So instead of compact and um, most efficient builds and layouts, we're going for trying to build as many individual factories and as big of a massive sprawling base as we can while not trying to completely wreck our frames per second or UPS. Too bad. As you can see, about 151 hours exactly. Take this off. As you can see, we're in my mall, which is just the main logistics aspect of my bot network, just to run logistics train as we do outpost additions, kind of store all the things that I use on a regular basis. Gonna start doing a little minute manufacturing for just some one-off items that we need that I don't really think justify a whole base or a whole factory yet. I believe if you've watched my 100-hour update, I do believe we had. Ooh, and I haven't even marked it on the map. We've got yellow science over here. And we've got purple science here. So I do believe I had just finished up these roughly. If you haven't seen it all, this is where we are currently. So we've got the main essence of the base here, and we kind of expanded out here. These are all what I call my alpha builds. So, just enough production to get us far enough into the game to start expanding off. And from there, I've added my Omega style final smelteries. This is capable of 8 lanes out of iron, 8 lanes out of copper, and this massive beast here gives us roughly 4 blue belts out of steel. We added the bot network and kind of an outline encompassment of the base. I don't really want them to do too much construction or logistics. It's just kind of do a little bit of side work while I'm off doing other things and run my supply chains for me. For whatever reason, haven't yet gotten these loaded, so they're taking damage down here, and now we're stuck in one of these. They're just outside the range of the laser turrets. Most recently, we finally have reached the point of nuclear. So this is my uranium processing factory. We just have a bunch of inbound uranium ore going through a bunch of centrifuges. They output, and then I've got the second row doing the Corvex enrichment, and basically you start with kind of one feeding in until you build up enough to run two, and then you slowly just keep turning on the machines until you reach this point where you can have this massive group going. And then I have it set to filter out the crappy uranium. It's got long-term storage, and then we'll split. And actually, that's supposed to be prioritied to there. So you don't actually want to evenly split it. You want to feed your Corvex machines and then have all your excess feed out. And then I have this train set up specifically in the fuel cell arrangement. So we have 20 rows essentially. So there's one row for the good uranium and 19 rows of the crap. So as you can see, here's what I'm talking about. So 235, 238. So the 235 has one row, and the 238 has 19 rows of storage available in the train, and those will go up to our current expansion area here, where we'll do the uranium processing in here. And then there's also some oil and some stone, so we'll be mining those out, taking advantage of those deposits. And as you can see, we're kind of expanding out this way, and we'll just start grabbing deposits as we reach them, and then going to kind of expand the base build out this way. Since there's so many resources, I'm not going to worry about mining all of them. So if something ends up in a build area, then it might just get built on. So that doesn't bother me. Then we'll be pushing out to expand, start taking out some more of these biter bases, as our cloud is getting pretty big, and the further out we expand, the quicker it's going to grow. We've also started to kind of backfill and expand some of our earlier builds to kind of try and increase output. So we've nearly doubled the green circuits output. We've doubled our copper wire output, and slowly kind of start doing that. And then what we'll do is we'll take this, and it'll get, so like I said earlier, this is my alpha style builds, so these are the smaller, just enough to kind of scrape together a base to get enough science to start building. So then we'll take this kind of idea and we'll build something on these scales to where we can put out like output easy 8-fold belts or something crazy, and we'll start building our way from whatever we need. To supply science, I think we're gonna aim for, I don't know, 1,000 science packs a minute or something. We'll see where we get, but don't want to keep you guys too long. If you want anything that kind of wasn't covered, you might be able to find it in some of the previous base tours, and if not, and there's something in here specific you'd like to see or you've got questions on, please feel free to drop them in the comments, and I will either make a separate video where I can specifically talk about an individual build, or if depending on timing, I will just make sure to touch on it in depth on the next base tour. I'm not sure at how many hours in we'll do it. Probably 175 hours, and I would hope by then to be nearly finished. I think. Not. Yeah, I think so. You kind of start reaching an accelerated point once you get the bots building everything and have your networks built up enough. So I figure somewhere between 175 200 hours we'll be able to wrap this base up and perhaps discuss goals and plans for our next base. If you've made it this far, please hit that thumbs up button. Like I said, anything you want to see in specific, any questions, comments, tips, tricks, etc., please drop them in the comments below. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe for more base tours, other Factorio builds, or other, Factorio videos. I've got a couple other games, trying to do some different, just general reviews of all kinds of games. Like, my library is so massive and expansive and varied. We'll be able to find something for everybody. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, I'm Fox, and I'm out.